Alabama taking on Texas A&M. That's 2:30 this Saturday, Central Time. College Station. It's going to be a great game. Texas A&M with some momentum. They've got a great offensive coordinator. They've got a coach that beat Nick Saban. A lot of smack talking coming out of Texas. We're going to talk about that and more. But first, before we get into anything about this football game Saturday, make sure that you're part of our roster. Looking for some 5-star prospects here. And it's so easy to do. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about this channel. I want everyone that's an Alabama fan to feel like they got a home here at the Bama Tailgate channel. And we'll talk football and have a good time like we do each and every day. And also subscribe. Be part of what we're doing. This thing's been taking off, and it's because of you guys. Thank you. Well, Alabama's had success against Texas A&M over the years, right? 12-3 against the Aggies. Last year, you remember the game. The Crimson Tide held on for a 24-20 win over Texas A&M. The year before that, in College Station, the Aggies won on a field goal, the walk-off. I think it was a walk-off field goal. Everyone went crazy in there, and they beat Alabama. And that was, after Jimbo Fisher went off on Nick Saban for, suggesting that maybe Texas A&M was taking advantage of the NIL. Oh, yeah, now everybody pays players, Jimbo. But I guess we'll just forget about that. I mean, he made those comments about Nick Saban not being God and then, all the other stuff that he said. But look, that's what makes rivalries. And the funny thing is on the Roll Tide Pods, I do the elephant in the room. I'm on with a guy named Jake Coker who played quarterback for Jimbo Fisher and for Nick Saban. He said that's the way those guys have always been, going at each other. So maybe it's not as personal as you and I think. But Bama's had success against Texas A&M, 5-1 in College Station. That loss being last time. Coker said that's the loudest place he's ever played. Maybe it's because the stands are so high and they come straight down and the noise is just on top of you. But he's like, man, your ears ring in there and you can't hear, and people are right on top of you. So what you want to do is try to get the Aggies out of it early, like Alabama was able to do after they got off to a slow start at Mississippi State, but then they ended up rolling with that great defense. And we'll talk about why the line's moving here in a second and where this matchup is and where it could end up. But Ainias Smith was talking to the media. Maurice's brother was at Alabama, wanted to transfer. Nick Saban tried to block that transfer. I think you guys remember that. And that's the way it used to be. It was before there was, a transfer portal where everyone could just go everywhere. It used to be, you had to come and stay for a year and then you could transfer and sit out and all that stuff. And so, but you weren't supposed to transfer to other schools in the conference. His brother wanted to do that. Alabama wanted him to stay and play. So whatever. But here's what he had to say. I thought this was interesting. A couple reasons. He says it's personal because of that. Of course, I mean, it's his brother, and I'm sure he wants to, to live up to the expectations. He's a really good player, Smith. But at the same time, I love that he took a shot at Alabama. And you'll hear it. It starts talking about how it used to be and how it is now. If I'm in that locker room for the Crimson Tide, this is something that I just may put on replay just so I can remember what everybody over in those Aggies uniforms thinks about me. Let's listen to him.
We'll stay on that front row on the right side to Brent.
The way your brother left Alabama, does this game mean more to you? Is it more personal because of that?
I feel like this game is always more personal every time I play him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just what had happened. That's in the past now. Not able to control it. But every time I do look on that sideline, I do think about, what had happened. And I definitely be thinking about it. So I mean, it's more personal for sure. It's more personal for sure. But like I was saying earlier, I kind of know what Nick Saban expects, from his offense, from his defensive side. And I'm not trying to be like cocky or nothing, but like his class, my brother's class, they was nice. They was real nice. And no disrespect to Alabama right now, but them boys was always 1, 2, like it was no question. And right now with the rankings, I guess you could say that I ain't even gonna say that, but like at the same time, I know what Nick Saban wants, and we're gonna mess that up. You know what I'm saying? So if them boys don't got no momentum for real, we're gonna have to take that away immediately. So
Hey, look, I mean, a confident competitor. He's going to mess that up. He knows what Nick Saban wants. He's going to mess that up. And when his brother was there, Alabama was 1-2. I mean, they were always 1-2. This team's like 12, 11. You know, they lost a football game to Texas, their biggest rival, or once was, and then they got away from them, and now they're coming back, and they beat Alabama a couple of years ago. And this is the other thing, is that the lines, I mean, this is crazy movement. And this is Vegas feeling like they're looking at this matchup and they're going, okay, Texas A&M has the 5th best defense in college football, and Alabama's offensive line is garbage when it comes to protecting the quarterback. And part of that is the quarterback not getting rid of the football, but they're one of the worst in the country at taking sacks. And Texas A&M applies a lot of pressure. So, you know, does that being able to rush the quarterback, does that translate into being able to stop Alabama's run? And I think that's a big part of this football game, because Alabama only threw it 12 times last game. So, yeah, guess what? I mean, if you're only throwing it 12 times, then most of what you're going to see is on the ground. So are they able to stop the run? And that's where this football game could be won or lost. But also, you got to remember that Texas A&M's offense is without their starting quarterback. The backup turns the ball over a lot. Alabama's defense right now is, I think, one of the best that they've had in a long time. They get the takeaways. They'll give up some yards, but they make big plays. Dallas Turner is getting in the backfield a lot. Malachi Moore. I'm sure that Smith's going to see he's going to get their best. You know, are they going to throw at Kool-Aid this game? You know, or does it even matter? Malachi Moore floating around the secondary that could be one of the best that Alabama's had. And I think that's where Alabama could win this football game, is play it smart, play it for 4 quarters, and then let the defense do something, force Texas A&M to make some mistakes, take points when they're out there. And then, you know what, if you win this game 12-10, you still won the football game. Then at the same time, you know, don't think that just because they haven't protected the quarterback that Jalen Milroe isn't going to, you know, uncoil a deep ball or two here in this football game too. But I love the fact that Alabama's not really being taken seriously. It just doesn't feel like that. Texas A&M's like, well, we're disrespected because we're not in the top 25. Well, you were terrible last year, and then, you know, you lost to Miami, which actually could be a pretty good football team. So we're still not sure about that. But I don't know that that's disrespect. Disrespect's when you say, well, when my brother was on the team, you guys were really up here, and now, you're kind of coming down here. And maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's what's going on. Although last time I looked, Alabama's recruiting classes were pretty high. But, you know, some of that could be the transfer portal as well. And this has definitely been a team trying to find an identity. But I love it. I love the talk. I can't wait to see what he does in this football game. He's going to get some added attention now that he basically got up there at the press conference and called him out. Jimbo Fisher talked, and, you know, he was basically just, you know, saying how good Alabama's defense was. They are good. But is Alabama's offense going to be able to snap the ball cleanly? I think that's what we're all wondering. And I'm sure they're looking at tape going, well, Seth McLaughlin can't snap the ball from one play to the next, right? That's an issue. Obviously, the blocking on the offensive line on pass blocking has been an issue. But at the same time, the run blocking has been really good. And Alabama just seems to always know how to win football games. It's going to be a good one on Saturday. I love it. I love the fact that we're talking about this. I love the smack talk. Let's keep it going. And, you know, who knows? I mean, this isn't quite up to the level of Lane Kiffin. But at the tip of the cap, man, good way to give me something to talk about, and all of us something to kind of shoot for Saturday in College Station. Hey, guys, again, I want to remind you that we want you to be part of the channel. And right now we've got a special going on with New Life Art. It's buy one, get one, the 2024 Crimson and White calendars. The promo is Bama Tailgate. So this isn't going to last long, but it's a great gift for the holidays, and you get 2 for the price of 1. So you can't beat that as well. And, you know, let me throw this up there for you because I want to show you my studio. I'm going to take me out. This